بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers. Welcome to the first video cast of التحفة السنية بشرح المقدمة الأجرومية, which is the famous book by Muhammad Muhyiddin Abdul Hamid, which is the explanation of المقدمة الأجرومية. We'll be looking at the introduction today, inshaAllah ta'ala. The sharh, or the explanation, is called التحفة السنية. It's called تحفة السنية, and it's basically an explanation of المقدمة الأجرومية. المقدمة الأجرومية is done by the famous Sheikh Muhammad As-Sinhaji. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on him. And the sharh, which is probably the best explanation around at the moment, belongs to Muhammad Muhyiddin Abdul Hamid. Inshallah ta'ala, we'll be looking at the Tuhfatul Sunniyah, inshallah, in more detail. And just the basics, inshallah ta'ala, we're going to be going through. But just before we progress, inshallah, I'd like to go through some prerequisites before you begin this online video cast course on Tuhfatul Sunniyah, or the Ajrumiyah course, inshallah ta'ala. Now, as I was saying earlier on, the prerequisites for the Ajrumiyah course are as follows, because the Ajrumiyah course is the Arabic Qawa'id, or the Arabic grammar, and in order to understand the grammar we need to have some knowledge of some Arabic in the first place. So inshallah, I'm just going to go through some basic requisites, or some basic things that we need to have before we commence the Ajrumiyah course. And inshallah ta'ala, it won't be something like, being able to speak the Arabic language fluently, being able to have memorized these books, etc. Just some basic things, inshallah. So the first thing is that you have some basic experience with the Arabic language. It's very important. So for example, if someone says Assalamu alaikum, you can say Wa alaikum assalam. If someone says Kayf haluk, you can say Ana bi khair. And just the basic things. So basic experience with the Arabic language, and you've heard the Arabic language, and you can understand certain words when someone speaks Arabic. Doesn't mean that you have to understand the whole sentence or the whole whatever it is that person is saying, but you understand here one or two words here and there. More specifically, if you've studied the famous Medina series, so for example Medina Book 1, for example, which is composed of 23 lessons, then inshallah you have a good grounding. That should be sufficient, sufficient enough, inshallah, to begin the Ajrumiyah course, inshallah. Or if you've studied a good part of the Al-Arabiya Bayna Yadayk Book 1, that's another very good book, mashallah, that I recommend. It doesn't mean you should have finished all three books, but if you've studied, a good part of the first book, which is a good introduction and a basic starting point, then alhamdulillah, you have a good starting point. And finally, if you've got at least, you haven't studied Medina Book 1, or you haven't studied Al-Arabiya Bayn, something you've not got no structured sort of experience with it. But having said that, you've got some experience with Arabic. Maybe you've lived in an Arabic country before. Maybe you're from an Arab, you're an Arab yourself, or your family speaks Arabic, or your language is Arabic. However, due to circumstances, it's not been possible for you to speak excellent Arabic or study Ajrumiyah. But you've got knowledge of several hundred Arabic words. 100 words, 200 words, 300 words, etc. in that region, then inshallah ta'ala, we should be able to start the course, and you should be able to comprehend everything, within the Ajrumiyah course, inshallah.